You know, how can the rich cry? But today there's one rich boy crying on the internet, social media. Maybe he's just joking, making his money. He's crying seriously now. And thank God for his tears. People are making money through him now. You see one of my finest content creator, Gege, is cashing out from that tears now. If you've been on the social media space, at times rich also cry. We have one major celebrity in Africa from Nigeria. Some time ago he cried for losing a child. The rich also cry. You know, most time they cry. They don't have money in their account, but they have big cars, they have big houses. If you don't know, the house is on mortgage. They will still collect the house from their hand, but you don't know. They cannot just beg you for money. The cars, they are owing filling station over 5 million naira for buying fuel. Every day they supply them fuel. They say, don't worry, I'll pay you. But you see them driving big cars, the rich also cry. At times they've been looking for things to make them happy, the rich also cry. You say, no, how can the rich cry? Think about it. You know? If you need peace, prepare for war. That's a statement too that does not make sense. But if you want peace, then try to fight your way through. You know? If you want to save your life, be prepared to lose it. That's another one. Well, it makes sense. That is paradox. We have resolution. I told you of resolution. Resolution or denouement. Resolution is the last stage in the plot of a story. The last stage in the plot of a story when all the conflicts have been resolved. The last stage in the plot of a story. After your introduction, after your exposition, you get to rising action, you get to climax, you get to anticlimax, you get to falling actions and resolution. Or you call it denouement. So the last stage in the plot of a story is resolution. Now, the next thing we'll be looking at here is climax. Climax is the highest point of conflict. The highest point of conflict. The highest point of conflict in a story, in the plot of a story. You can see that it is also, what do we call it? It is also a general literary principle because even poetry has climax. Where's the climax in Government Driver on his retirement? I think that story, the climax almost is the end of the story. You know, he boomed his brand new car. That is the highest point in that story. Then the other part that drops down and he sent him home, let him go and rest. But he boozed and boozed. And on his way home on wheels, boozed his vision and clear judgment. He had no choice but to boom his brand new car. And he sent him home to rest in peace. Let him go and rest. Since he likes alcohol. For those of you drinking and driving, you think if we don't drink, we are not big boys. Don't worry. The man is saying, stop boozing. Because if you keep boozing, one day booze will boost your vision and clear judgment. And will boom your brand new car. You know, some of your brand new car is your destiny. And the car will send you home. Gogoro will send you home to rest in peace. Because most time I wonder why people believe that if you drink Ogoro cold, you will not catch cold. So, but people like us that don't take some of these things, may God help you. So if you look at that man, he has a very bright future. He started well. You know, many years on wheels, in faithful service to his fatherland. Is this one not among the poem I love so much too? So I like the poem too. You know, many years on wheels, in faithful service to his, he has tried. He has been driving for many years. Today, retires he home. And a celebration he holds. There's nothing bad. You have served your country for a long time, and you'll be retired today. You should be happy that now I will have time to serve my own self. You see, the speaker says, many years has he starved his busy throat. Many years has he pummeled his busy throat in obedience to duty, rules, and regulation. What a good man. He's a good man. He knows that they said he should drive the president. You don't need to drink and drive. So he's a drunkard, but he had to stop drinking. He pummeled his busy throat in obedience to duty rules and regulation. But look at him. Today, he will be going home a free man, eligible for his country's services. They are releasing you to go and serve your country. If we give you money as payoff, you can use it to build something, buy a car, and be driving. You understand? Make money and use it to build the nation. Today, we'll be going home a free man, eligible for his country's service. But look at this, our man. He says, come, rejoice with me. Not I shall change my country. He said, I shall booze and zoom myself home. That's where the problem is. They said you can force a horse to the stream, but you cannot force it to drink. I don't know if you understand. He said, I'll booze, then watch. The narrator says, a brand new car in its name, an appreciative symbol for 30 years of service to his fatherland. Have they not tried? You know, as in you've served and they've blessed you with something. But this man said he will booze, and so he boozed and boozed. For 30 years, he has starved himself without drinking alcohol. Now, opportunity for him to enjoy. He boozed and boozed. According to him, celebrating the celebration of his retirement. If I were to be this man, as I want to go home, I will take bike to go home. I will call my friends to drive me. But on his way home on wheels, booze boozed his vision and clear judgment. He boomed his brand new car. See the climax. That point of conflict is on his point of no return. And he sent him home. Thank God there's anticlimax. There's anticlimax in that stuff. Look at it. Beginning, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, highest point of conflict. It must drop to page 5. Page 6 and stage 7, resolution. If you check, he boomed his brand new car. Many years on wheel in faithful service to his fatherland. Today he retires home and his celebration is behold. Come friends, rejoice with me. I shall booze and zoom myself home. 35 years of faithful service to my fatherland. You understand? And they start boozing. And they booze. On his way home on wheel, he's still boozing. And he boomed his brand new car. This is the highest point of conflict. But see how it dropped. And he sent him home. He didn't send him to hell, to fire. He sent him home. That's a mild way of presenting a harsh statement. And he sent him home. Not just to suffer, home to rest in peace. And he had to rest. So thank God the man is not going through pain. Maybe God has forgiven him, because the writer of the poem is trying to let us know he's going home to rest. But if you understand what home is, you won't like to go home. All right. Then look at anticlimax. Before we go to anticlimax, let's do climax. We've seen climax on a plot perspective. Do you understand? Climax is the highest point of conflict in the plot of the story. Take note, climax is also a figure of speech used when you arrange items from the smallest to the highest stage. That is in ascending order. If you look at the story of this man, the story is written with climax. The biggest figure of speech used is climax. From the beginning till the end. Can you see that? Just like, what do you call it? Simon Grundy. Born on Monday, Christian on Tuesday, married on Wednesday, took ill on Thursday, was on Friday, died on Saturday, buried on Sunday. That is climax as a figure of speech. Now, anticlimax, the same thing too. This one is the stage you call the turning point. After it got to climax, it has to drop. That is the turning point, or you call it anticlimax. The turning point stage in the plot of a story is anticlimax, when the conflict is beginning to drop, when the struggle between the two opposing forces is gradually dropping. That is where the dropping starts. Call it anticlimax, or you call it turning point. Then, apart from anticlimax, featuring in the plot of a story, anticlimax is also a figure of speech, also known as bathos. But as a stage of plot, it is not bathos. But as a figure of speech, it has two names, anticlimax or bathos. It's a figure of speech used when items are arranged in descending order. You bring them down from up to bottom. You understand? Bring them down. You try to understand that the man's building, his bicycle, and his pair of shoes, and his pair of slippers were destroyed by the flood. From the peak to the base. That is anticlimax. Alright. You do conflict. Conflict is the struggle between two opposing forces in a story. Conflict. Every work of art must have conflict. In fact, in life there is conflict. Number one is conflict. You see this life you're in, there must be somebody that does not like you. There must be something you are struggling with, whether you like it or not. Conflict. Look at Odewale in the God's Hand to Blame. He's in conflict with the gods. Or you don't understand, but he does not know. Conflict becomes so bad when you don't know who you are in conflict with. That is the problem. Especially when you are facing the gods. They will be fighting you. And you cannot do anything about it. Because when God has written, God said, for my word not to come to pass, then my name should die. He said, heaven and earth, everything will pass away. But see his word will not pass. So just pray that God should speak something good about you. If God say you are in trouble, I don't know who will rescue you. You understand? So the gods, they can do anything they like. You will not blame them. The gods are not to blame. When God created blind Bartimaeus, they go to him to, Jesus, they asked him, Master, why is this? What did this man do to make him blind? What did the parents do? He said the father did not commit any crime. The mother did not do anything. Even he did not commit any crime. But God just created him like that for his name to be glorified. You see problem? So the gods, anything they create, just manage it like that. The time, guys, the more you appreciate them, thank them for that situation, the more one day they will just look at you and say, let's pity this person. They have the power to turn it. But if you are running from place to turn it, you're wasting your time. You cannot do them anything. Alright, conflict is struggle. In literature, there can be internal struggle. You can be struggling with yourself as well. Trying to fight yourself to be free from yourself. That's another issue again. Do you understand? There can be external conflict, whereby you see who you are fighting. I think that one is even better, that one is easier. But when you are the one in conflict with yourself, it's not really too easy, Then allegory. Allegory is a work of art. It's a literary work that is also called a fictional work. It must be a story, not drama. An allegory is a fictional prose work in which the characters, settings, and events are clear symbols of real and existing ones. Real and existing ones. I've told you about this book, Second Class Citizen by Teach-A-Thon. That's a perfect example of allegory. You're going to see that the characters there, they symbolize people that we are seeing on earth today. Even the location symbolizes places we are seeing on earth today. The society is so bad that if you are going through pain, they don't care. The society is so bad. If London can ignore Ada when she's going through pain, then we cannot ignore her. Society does not care about you. You see it. Loved ones do not care. Look at what his name Francis did to Ada. You see, burnt the only important property that the lady has. The woman that gave birth to 4 children for you. The 5th one is in the womb. You see, try to destroy everything. So allegory is a work of art, a prose work, a fictional prose work, used by an author as a symbol of real and existing things. For instance, the characters symbolize real ones on earth today. The location symbolizes real places on earth today. You see it? So that is that. An epigram is a short witty statement. An epigram is a short witty statement. An epigram is a short witty statement, meaning an epigram is a short statement that makes sense. It's a short statement that makes sense. An epigram is a short statement that makes sense. Look before you leap. It's an epigram. Short statement that makes sense. Charity begins at home. Short statement that makes sense. Do you understand? Short statement that makes sense is an epigram. Now, hyperbole. Hyperbole is a figure of exaggeration. It's a figure of speech used when there is overstatement in what you are saying. It's a statement that is supposed to just say plain, you are stretching it. You are stretching it. I tell you, 10,000 waters cannot wash away the love I have for you. 10,000 oceans cannot wash the love I have for you away. That is overstatement. You're just trying to express the fact that you truly love this person. You see that? Aha. The man is so hungry that he can consume 52 bags of yam. That is hyperbole. I'm just trying to prove that this person is famished. You understand? So that is that one. Then a villain, people like Heathcliff. A villain is a very wicked character. People like Francis Obi, a very wicked character that derives pleasure in the downfall of other characters. A villain is a very wicked character that derives pleasure in the downfall, in the suffering of other characters. When you're going through pain, they're always happy. They will be praying for you to suffer, And those type of characters, they are called villain. See them? Villain. Okay, I'm going to take some here. We'll take some here. Then we'll take question. Simile. See simile. Simile is a figure of speech. And it's used when two different things with hidden or physical similarities are compared directly using as or like. The direct comparison of two things using as or like is called simile. It's called simile. Direct comparison of two things using as or like is called simile. This life is like hell. Life is like a jungle. You keep trying to survive. That is what the writer is trying to say. You see it? Then if you look at simile, you go down to New York Shindari School and lead on the ledge. It says, what we need at this time are leaders that will understand that a little bit of a lion, Then look at the simile, tough like a tiger, compassionate like a dove, transparent like a river, mysterious like a lake. That is simile. So, metaphor. This metaphor has close resemblance with simile. It looks like simile, but metaphor is indirect comparison. When you compare two different things, that one is sleeping now. Okay, better sit up. Compare two different things without using as or like, seems or resemble. Metaphor is indirect way of comparing things. Not direct way of comparing things, indirect way of comparing things. So, instead of you to say the world is like a stage, Shakespeare said the world is a stage and all men are players on that stage. The world is a stage and all men are players. Meaning that the world is like where you come to act a play. As you come on this stage, you play your part, you exit through the back door. Other people will come in to act their parts. They too will die and go. So the world is a stage. Shakespeare did not say the world is like a stage. They have to use indirect comparison to do its own. Then the next one is synedoki. You see, synedoki is a figure of speech used when you use a part of something to represent the whole of it, or the whole of something to represent a part of it. That's synedoki. When you use a part of something to represent the whole of it, or use the whole of something to represent a part of it, that is what we mean by synedoki. Do you understand? Aha. All hands must be on deck is using a part to represent a whole. You get that? All hands must be on deck. I don't like what you're doing because your head is not good. Your head is not good. You're using a part. It is the person that is not good, not the head. Use a part to represent a whole. Just talk to me. My eyes can see. Talk to me. My eyes can see. It's not. You're using a part to represent a whole. It is you that can see, not the eyes. I've told you before. Your eyes cannot see anything. It is you that can see with your eyes. If you kill if the owner of the eye dies, you didn't kill the eye, but the owner of the eye dies, the eyes will die automatically. But if the eye dies, the owner will not die. So the eyes don't see, but the person sees. Your ears do not hear anything. It is you that can hear. If it's a lie, then prove me wrong. If somebody is calling you on phone, hello, yes, just keep talking. I can hear you. You won't say my ears can hear you. Your ears don't hear. It is you that hear. Your hands cannot touch somebody. It is you that will touch somebody. Oh, come let me touch you, my son. Not, oh, come let my hand touch. No, that means you are not my yin. Your hands cannot even do anything. It is you that is doing this thing, not your hand. You understand me? So, Sinedoki, give us this day our daily bread, using a part to represent a whole. It is not bread that you want, say the truth. What you want is our daily needs. So use a part to represent a whole. You know, it's not bread. Because Jesus said, I don't eat only bread. Man shall not live by bread alone. Make sure you add beans or tea. You know, make sure if you want to eat bread, add something. Don't eat bread alone. You understand? Bread and beans is fine. You can do bread and sardine. You know, you can toast the bread, but don't eat bread alone if you don't want to go to hellfire, because that's a commandment. Man shall not live by bread alone. If you like, if you want to eat bread after you see, if you eat bread alone, don't say I did not tell you. No matter how good the bread is, you are eating bread alone. You are thinking about it. If you like, eat bread alone. If you don't have money to put something, just come and tell me. I'll give you money. You buy something, eat it with the bread. You know, to avoid stories that touch. So that's in Edoki. You understand? Can use a whole to represent a part too. Can use a whole to represent a part. You see, some of you have some good uncle that are very wicked. Uncle, please, you know those uncle that will be driving till they can never stop driving. Even in the midnight, they are still driving. You call them that you've gained admission. Uncle, see, I want to tell that I've gained admission. Oh, sorry, I'm driving. I'll call you back. It's time to pay school fees. Uncle, see, we need to just pay this one. I'm driving. They just said that program that in there. I'm driving. They will never stop driving. Yeah, you have to university education. You want to call uncle that you have graduated, that you attend your convocation ceremony. Uncle, see, I'm driving. Uncle, don't drive again. Don't drive again. I don't know if you have not got to where I'm going. Me, I've got to where I'm going. I want to tell that I've graduated. So have you finished driving? Oh, have you? Oh, congratulations. You say I will stop driving. You know, if you meet those type of uncles that are still driving, instead of you to blame them, you say, oh, this uncle, I begged him for 50,000. I didn't give it. This world is wicked. It's not the world. There isn't a whole to represent a part. It's the driving uncle that is wicked. Not if you have to call them by 3 a.m. They program that thing to send you text message. I'm driving. So let them keep driving. We'll drive and enter fire one day. All right, Sinedoki gone. Now ballad. Ballad is a narrative poem in form of a song that teaches lesson. You understand? Ballad is usually didactic in nature. It teaches moral lesson, but try to make it sound like, and it must tell a story. It's a narrative poem. Yeah, it's a narrative poem. Lyric. You see, lyric. Lyric is a poem. It's any poem that you can sing. Any poem that you can sing is called a lyric. Any poem that you can sing is called a lyric. All those who sat and watched my infant head when sleeping on my cradle bed, and tears of sweet affection shed my mother, when pain and sickness made me cry, who gazed upon my heavy eye, and fear for death that I should die, my mother. I know the thought I cannot bear, that if God please my life to spare, I shall reward your care, my mother. So that poem that is like that is called a lyrical poem. You understand? Any poem that you can sing that is in form of a song, it's a lyrical poem. There comes a time in every man's life when you got to face the truth. No matter what, that's what you do. There comes a time in every man's life that you have to tell yourself the truth, no matter what. When you sit on a chair, don't relax with all your body. Because nothing is, in fact, you don't rely on everything. That's why Lucky Dube says, love all your friends, but never trust any one of them. Even the chair you are sitting, don't trust it. It can bring you down one day. It can bring you down. I don't trust anybody. Even myself, I don't want to trust myself. You trust yourself? Madam in the middle. Don't trust yourself because you will disappoint yourself. But at times you tell yourself, I will not do so and so thing. I will read by 3 a.m. You will see 3 a.m. by yourself. That is when the sleep will get more interesting. And you start sleeping and you say trust yourself. That means you're telling yourself like, so you can't even trust yourself. I don't trust myself. I don't trust my friends. I love my friends. Okay, my wife, I trust my wife. You get why? Okay, well, I don't want trouble. That's what I'm just saying. Because if I say the truth now, if I get home, I'm in trouble. So, yeah, it's true, my brother. No, I love her, but I don't trust her. My wife is me. You don't understand. My wife is me. If you see me, you see my wife. I don't trust myself. That means I don't trust my wife. You understand? My wife is me. If you want to see my wife, you see me. If you put me into two, my wife is one. I'm one. You understand? My wife is me. As you are looking at me. So if I trust my wife, that means I'm telling lies myself. Because I don't trust myself, so that means I don't trust her. Thank you. Thank you. You know what trust is? Even if you trust anybody, you are in trouble. Go to hellfire. God said, "He put not your trust in man." Why will you trust in man, though? Shut this one. It's the commandment, man. So I won't trust anybody. I trust only God. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. So which other heart do you want to use to trust somebody? So it's only God that put on my trust in. So don't trust anybody. So what's her name? What's her name? Elizabeth. You trust somebody. Don't trust anybody, only God. God said trust only Him. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Now if you trust God with all your heart, which other heart will you use to trust wife or husband or friend? No, let's say the truth now. You don't trust God with all your heart. So who do you trust again? Because there's nothing. Who do you trust again? Nobody. So I told you yesterday that I don't make mistakes. So I say something is if you check it well, it may look like paradox, but look at it very well. The sense in it. You trust somebody, the day they tell you to come, that day they will switch off their phone. You trust somebody. The day they tell you to come, that day they will travel. It's not their fault, they just have to travel. But God will not travel. If God wants to travel, He will give you that thing before He will travel. You think it's a lie? You are trusting somebody. The person will fall sick, they want to go and see him. And still not even allow you to tell the person you need something. You know, the person say, come, make sure you come tomorrow. I would have brought the money, but I forgot. But just come to my house tomorrow morning. And you've put all your trust. And you go tomorrow morning, only to hear that the man's child just died. You cannot even open mouth to look for money. You just be confused now. But if it's God, even when his son died, He will still give you the money. Think. Some of you are going through, they are having cost hanging on their head because don't put your trust in them. It is based to delete all their phone numbers. Delete them. It's like not putting trust. See, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. If I need your service, I call you. If you come, if you can't call, maybe, but I don't trust them. Don't trust someone.